Hey y'all, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I hope your day is going well on this Monday, motivational Monday. Um, Come on in, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I hope this video blesses you as much as it does me making it. So, top of the week, new beginnings, new week, new blessings, new opportunities, and another chance to press the restart button. So, like I told y'all before, whatever transpired on last week, kick it out the door. It's a whole new week. Like I said, another opportunity to start over and try again. If at first you don't succeed, just try and try again. So I just hope that whatever it is that you do, whether it's going to work, school, just whatever you got going on that you do on a daily throughout your week, I pray that it is successful for you, that you have a productive week in all that you do, and a blessed week. Encourage somebody on today. Lift somebody up. Tell somebody you appreciate them, you love him, you love them. And if there's any way that you can bless somebody else, let's be a blessing onto someone today. Tell them that you appreciate them. If you know you're going in one direction and somebody doesn't have a ride, ask them if they need something from the store or offer them a ride. Um, yeah, let's just bless people the way that we want people to pour into us and bless us. I hope the kiddos going back to school have a blessed week, a safe week. Over the last couple of days, I've heard that there's been some acts of violence and threats and communications over the weekend at the local schools, the universities, and the school, even at the football games. So I don't know what these people got going on, but that is not the answer. So you guys, with everything going on, especially the tragic loss of three of of our local football players at the school, we need peace right now. Peace during this difficult time, peace all across our nations, and people are still doing threats and gun threats and active shooters in the area. Nobody got time for that. Y'all need to turn it off, like for real. Just like I read on the news earlier today that and I might have the story twisted a little bit, but for the most part, it was that people, this one guy in particular, were sending fake pizza orders to abandoned house addresses and vacant houses, and then when the delivery driver was getting there, they were robbing them. Come on, really, for $20? You robbing a delivery driver for no more? They don't carry large bills on them, but for $20? Come on now, y'all. We got to do better. We got to do better. I know your parents did not raise y'all to be out here cutting up and acting foolish like that. So let's continue to pray for our young men and women out here making these silly decisions. And for the most part, I know our parents are out here trying to raise our kids, our children, the best way we can. But sometimes it's even the parents that are not teaching these kids out here because they're gone. They're busy working all the time or out living their own best life, and they're leaving the kids at home for the community and the streets to raise them up. I'm not saying that is you, but I'm just saying sometimes that is indeed the case. So we got to be more in tune with our children because, guys, we got to do better. Too many lives are being lost, and it's just absurd. All these acts of violence and hate crimes and all this stuff, and it's not even just locally. This is across our whole nation. So we just want to continue to keep prayers going across our whole nation, down to the White House, across the whole country, y'all. We got to do better. We got to do better. And whatever ways that we can set examples, let's do that. Every little bit helps, that we all could just pull together and just turn up for our people, our children. Let's see. And then, like I said, we also want to keep the families of Jahan and Nick and Trevor in their prayers. The funeral details are surfacing around now. There hasn't been any updates as far as Nick's funeral arrangements. Last time I checked, his mother did not want to have a funeral. Don't quote me on that. That's just something that was said to me. She is not doing a GoFundMe page, but she is accepting monetary support and things of such, Cash App requests, as long as they're legit. But yeah, as far as I know, and that last information came in over the weekend, that she was not doing a GoFundMe. Now the other two individuals, Jahan and Trevor, they have their GoFundMe pages up and running, and monetary donations, comfort and support, all that is very much welcome. So you can look across social media for those details. For those of you who are interested in donating, and just continue to keep those families uplifted in prayer, as well as Diamond Monroe, her and her family as well, to her brother Devin. Happy belated birthday. Unfortunately, under the circumstances, and just a quick recap, Devin was friends of the three young individuals, that football players that last lost their life over the weekend. They were on the way to go see him and celebrate, allegedly. I'm not, I'm just going off with the news media. They were on their way going to his birthday party, and Diamond, his sister, was driving them. It's stated that she lost control over the wheel. No, we don't know exactly what happened. They went off the road, and it was fatal. She is indeed fighting for her life right now. So let's continue to lift her up in prayer, and prayers for her mother to be strong for her. And we're praying for restoration and a complete healing all over her body. And just let's Jesus, we're asking that you just wrap your loving arms around all the families tonight, and asking for clarity and understanding on this tragic event that's happened, and praying that Diamond's mom, I forget her name, I'm sorry, but we're just praying for her strength too during this difficult time, and for Devin as well, who had to suffer such a loss on his birthday for his great friends. And we're just praying that she pulls through. Much prayers are needed. So all the prayer warriors around, we're just I'm asking, can we just step up and keep these families lifted in prayer, and continue to keep our nation lifted up in prayer? And y'all just pray for me too. It's hurtful as a mom to hear certain things like this, and having young men also, and then they all were getting ready to graduate in the spring. They all were seniors. Yeah, that hurts and it hits hard. And then to even know them, I didn't know all of them, but one of them went to school with my kids, and the other one, we grew up with them through rec ball. So yeah, this really hit, and you can see the outpouring love and support from the community that they are receiving because of this. But yeah, so just keep everybody lifted in prayer. This is a little informal video. You see I'm kind of like laid out, whatever. Today it was indeed a long day. I have a migraine. We did have our shepherd's bread today, so if you guys weren't able to come out and receive anything from our food pantry, you have a second opportunity to come back out on Thursday. Come there early, because what they say, the early bird gets the worm. So about 8:30, 9 o'clock, that's when we'll get things jumping. We'll be out there by 9. We'll just be getting ready to open things up. And go ahead, you don't even have to get out your vehicle. I'll tell y'all that. Just pull up, sign in, get a placard. You don't even have to get out the car. Everything is free. And weather permitting, we will have some household items, clothing items, and things like that. You can get out and check, like a little linen closet. It's outside. Like I said, it's weather permitting though. And that's that. So you have a second opportunity to come back out on Thursday. And if you guys don't have plans, then guess what? Y'all do now. We have Wednesday night Bible study at 7 p.m. FFWC. Again, if you know someone who is in need of any food items, definitely come and check us out at our Shepherd's Bread Ministry, also at FFWC, about 9 a.m. until whenever the supplies run out. And then Sunday, you guys can come and worship with us. We have 2 services, one at 9 and one at 11. So which one are you going to be at? Let me know, so if I can join you there and I can meet you there, so you can have a familiar face. So I hope you guys had a wonderful day. Remember, let's keep people lifted up in prayer, and keep our loving arms around our family, friends, and loved ones. Tell them that you love them on today. Let's end these disputes. Let's show people grace the same way we want God to show us grace. And I want to ask y'all a question, a very important question. A couple weeks ago, I asked y'all this question, and we never did touch back bases on it. But I want to ask y'all again, just something to reflect on. Do you guys believe that grace runs out? Do you think that grace runs out? And if you do, why or why not? That's a good question. What do y'all think? Does God's grace run out? Do y'all feel like God's grace runs out? And if you do, why or why not? That's the question of the week, because we never did go back to that. So I want to know, weigh in, like, comment, share, subscribe. I want to know y'all views and opinions on that. If y'all think God's grace runs out, and if you do, why or why don't you think that God's grace runs out? And we talked about in church services on this past Sunday, about putting on the full armor of God. We were in the book of Ephesians, Oh boy, and it was on fire. What can I say? I came hungry and left full. I say that every time. I love it. And then came home and got into some football, which my team let me down, but it's okay, Cowboys. It's okay. We gonna get it together. But to the Panthers, come on now. I had to fall back on my Chiefs for a minute, and the Chiefs, they were able to pull it through. I know they took over Jacksonville last weekend, just barely. But I'm gonna need for my team to get it together. Come on, Cowboys. You know I support you. I get all this hate and all these jokes and stuff on my timeline. I need y'all to turn up for me. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about that grace running out. And like I said, you guys have an amazing week, a productive week. If there's anything that I can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. If anyone is in need of any resources, please reach out. I have a host of resources for the community. If anybody needs anything, whether it's down from food, clothing, housing, shelter, anybody going through domestic violence, hopefully nobody is, but we just did something for domestic violence awareness about a week or so ago. But it's something that we can't be silent about, and and mental health as well. So, and if you guys are battling or dealing with anything, especially when it comes to your mental health, I urge you to get counseling and see somebody, speak to somebody about that, because carrying that burden, that weight load can be very damaging and overwhelming. I always say go to the Lord about it in prayer. But yeah, definitely seek help, because it's no joke when it comes to your mental health. I'm over here talking about giving people grace, and somebody need to pray that I give my kids grace, because they hitting that last nerve right now. They trying to come here while I'm trying to make this video, and they hitting every last bit of nerve. But it's okay, because they go back to school tomorrow, and I'm gonna have a quiet, clean, peaceful house while they gone. I can collect and get my mental health back together, because my kids are good, but they just be hitting that nerve. Sometimes I think kids don't really know, but then there's sometimes when I feel like they know when they can come and hit them points that kind of just like get on your last nerve. They know what they be doing. So I hold them very much accountable. But going back to that mental health thing, though, y'all, that's nothing to play with, because I too was once in that dark place, and even at a time I felt like I was giving it to God and I wasn't seeing the results. But um again, that goes back to God moving in his time and not our time. But we're just hoping and trusting that it's not a time that we feel that it's too late. But God's timing is is in the right time. So just I don't know, something was put on my heart to just really speak about that mental health and um depression, as well as what did I just say? I'm confused. These kids in here trying to come and distract me on trying to make this video. But yeah, just what was it? Mental health and um domestic violence. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Domestic violence. So we never can take those situations lightly. So if you know anybody going through those, let's continue to keep those in prayer too. Please ask them seek guidance, seek help for those. I know lately, since I've been employed here at my new company, and I've been with them for a couple of years now, there were times when I was getting a little stressed out on the job. I have a great job. I love my job. But sometimes it does get kind of overwhelming, and I worked so much that I wasn't incorporating enough time, I felt like, at home with the kids, because it was, well, I was, taking them to practice, but and stuff like that, and supporting them and their academics and their after school activities, but just like giving them that one-on-one time, which I always promote to everybody. But I started taking upon myself to implement a Tracy day, so a mental health day. So I start taking a day that where it can just be myself, because usually when I take off from work, it's to go to an appointment, go to a meeting, or to go take the kids to an appointment or something like that. And still on my day off, I'm still running, and I'm running, whatever. So now I've incorporated a day where I don't do any appointments. I don't go do any running, and it's just all about me, my mental health, my sanity, my having a peace of mind, and all that. And I've noticed that although I'm for perfect attendance, I've started allowing my children to have a mental health day, providing that the grades, well, I take a lot of things into consideration because I'll say contingent upon if their grades are up there, but if their grades are not down there, I guess I would still consider giving them a mental health day, just depending on where they're at, what's going on with them, because I do ask them, require them to say, well, what's going on? Why you don't need to be at school today? Because I'm really big on attendance. So, something y'all might want to think about too, giving the kids a 1 day of a mental health day. I know y'all might think that, well, that's what they have the weekend for. But if you're a busy household like myself, we stay running with between sports and church and all that other stuff. So, they're still running. So I feel like that's not a mental health day. If I'm stressing at work and feel like I need to take me a mental health day, well, the kids are doing the same thing. They're going to work, quote unquote, school, dealing with the stressors of being in school. Not everybody's happy go lucky bouncing around school. Some kids are getting bullied. Some kids are, you never know what kids are going through. Graduation's around the corner. They could be stressing about a test, so just something else to think about. We like to try to figure out other ways of intervention. So, um, but yeah, I'm so excited because I have, um, my young king is graduating next spring, and I'm super excited. But I've been paranoid because all these things that's going on in my area, my community, and it's hitting so close to home. I feel like, and that's where we got to train our mind, renew our mind in the way we think. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, being honest with y'all, I get sometimes when these things happen, I get into a bubble and I get paranoid. Like, we're so close to the finish line. I don't want anything to happen. I just want to keep him sheltered and keep him protected. Because even now, like, we lost the 3 young men the other day, and they were getting ready to graduate with my son. So it's like I get real paranoid and things like that. Even with my daughter 2 years ago, she was in school. Something major happened in our city during then, and I went through this same thing. And as a mom, we just want to keep our kids sheltered from anything happening to them. We want to protect them. At the same time, we have to go out there and let them live. You know, when we were growing up, my parents were very strict and kept us sheltered for the most part. And my brother and sister, with all due respect to them, they went out there and they tried to live their life. They did a little later than what I did, and they kept making, to me, they kept making the same mistakes. And I'd be like, even though we tell them, my parents told them, I tell them, like, not to do, or even when they did it to me too, they told me not to do certain things. And sometimes, and I'll say me too, and I mean it, because I wasn't the perfect child, but I like to think I was the one that didn't cause them so much of a headache. I don't know, but I did my things too. But what I'm trying to say is, sometimes with some people, no matter how much you tell them or try to steer them from the wrong direction, some people got to go out there and actually experience it on their own and see for themselves. Now, we as parents, as loved ones, we want to try to prevent those things, and keep them sheltered and protected. But sometimes it takes them to go out there, unfortunately, to make those mistakes or see it on their own, for them to realize that, yeah, this is not what I want to do. This is not, for me, so all we can do is really just like pray about it. That's all you can really do, is just pray about it, stay in your words, stay prayed up, and make sure that we're not just not just hearing the words, but we become doers of the word as well. But that's all I really have for y'all today. Y'all be encouraged, and have faith. Just be encouraged. Let's be a blessing. Let's give people grace, show people grace, that same love and grace that we want God to show us. And yeah. So again, have a productive week in all that you do. You guys be blessed. Reach back out to me. I welcome your feedback. Everyone going back to school tomorrow, you guys have an amazing day back to school. Be safe out there driving. I'm praying for traveling grace on the bus, on the commute to work and school, and everywhere that you guys have to go. I love you guys, but God loves you more. And I look forward to seeing and connecting with you guys in the next video. See y'all. Peace.